Hello everyone. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Diamond Within podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I am your host as always, Courtney Hancock. Today I would like to talk to you about childlike wonder. What is that, you may say? When you think of childlike wonder, what comes to mind? Well, childlike, not childish, mind you. Childlike is, what was it like to be a child? You remember the unlimited imagination that you had, the toys you used to play with, the friends you had, the playing in the backyard for hours on end in the summertime and riding your bike, all of that stuff. And then the wonder side of it. Well, what do you think of when you hear wonder? It's like, you say, well, I wonder what that is. It's like that imagination side, right? That ability to see like the good, see like what might be hidden, like unseen, and yeah, just like wonder, amazement, like, wow, that element, right? So to help demonstrate this, I want to go back just a little bit to a time when my husband and I were watching a movie that helped reaffirm this for me in my life. You've probably seen it. The movie is called Mr. Deeds, starring Adam Sandler. If you know this, Deeds was just like a regular guy in this little Vermont town. And this other big billionaire guy dies on Mount Everest. And it's revealed that Deeds is the only inheritor to his company and, his billions. And he goes to New York, where the headquarters is of this big major business, and experiences what life was like. But if you watch the show, you know that it wasn't he wasn't the actual inheritor, his real nephew. So, and he kind of learns that people in this high community are not that great. They're kind of mean and selfish. And at the very end, they're going to shut this company down and fire a lot of employees. So he goes up there and all the corporate people are all scattered in the audience and with all their shares. He stands up, he's like, hands on the pulpit type of thing. And he's like, you, what did you want to be when you were a kid? Like, I said, well, I wanted to be this. Like, well, what do you do now? I do this. Like, are you happy with where you are? Maybe not. A couple other people, same thing. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be this. I don't remember what it was in the movie, but you get the idea. And you think, if you were to go back and talk to your 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old self, whatever, would your younger self look at you and be proud to see what you've become? That's just a question for thought, right? But on that same hand, I feel like we need to remember who we were as a child. And remember, like, what did we really want to be as a child? I remember 3rd grade, I wanted to be a writer. I wrote a short story, and I can remember, it's been a long, long time, but I think I won the writing contest, and I got to go to another school and see storytellers and authors, and it was really fun. I got to kind of see how people do it in real life. And now it's like, well, I kind of came full circle. I wrote a book, so I guess I'm part author, writer. I'm so many other things like mom, nurse, musician, yoga instructor. But it's like I don't have to pick just one thing, and neither do you. But I feel like I came full circle, and I wanted to use a prop to help demonstrate this. Let me grab it quick. So this is a picture that was taken a long time ago when I was with my family in Waterton, Canada for a family reunion where my dad is Canadian. I'm from up there. It might be hard to see, but if you look carefully, this is me when I was like 2. And I was sitting here by the river and I was drinking the river water because up in Canada this time of year, this is going to be like super, super clean glacier water. And this was back years and years ago when there were probably a little bit less environmental things in the air, stuff like that. So, and I've actually drunk more glacier water a few times. It's very, very good. But there happened to be a photographer close by, and he just took some pictures of me and then mailed it to my parents. So, but I look at this and I'm like, look at this girl. She has no idea what's coming for her. She has no idea the diagnosis that she's going to get when she's older. But she also doesn't realize what she's capable of at this age. She doesn't realize she can do hard things and that she can go to nursing school, take care of difficult patients, take care of family, maintain health, and still press forward and do all these amazing things. So when I thought of that, I'm like, I really hope that she would be proud of me, looking at who I've become, and that I'm living up to the best potential that I'm able to at this time. Well, my question for you is, would your childlike self be proud of who you are? I know I asked that before, I'm asking it again. And then, what can you do to take some of that childlike wonder and put it in your everyday life? How can you embody that, so to speak? Let me give you another story quick here. As a nurse, I work with very fragile pediatric patients. They're all trached. You know, a trach is like where they bypass the airway and it's like sticking out right here. And they need suctioning and they have trach tie collars around to hold it in place. Some are on ventilators, so they're super fragile. And one of my patients last week, she was laying on her bed in the school setting in the classroom. And I looked over at her and I saw the trach tie on this side. But I looked over at her and it wasn't attached. And so further, I guess, investigation revealed that this plastic piece right here that holds the trach tie in place had completely broke apart. And I'm like, oh, well. And thankfully her trach didn't come out. It was slipping out. So I just had to hold it in place the whole time. Her neck is like permanently like twisted to the side. I talked to a couple of my nurse coworkers. We called the respiratory therapist at the care center where they live, and we asked her to come and help us replace her trach. And she walked us through it, and I did it. Had some help, and there was a moment where one of my nurse coworkers was standing over her head to just help me position the trach tie so that it was in the right spot and tied at the back. But her chest was like smushing into her face, just at the nature of her positioning and where the height of the bed. And I go, oh, look, you're getting smushed in the face. That's called a boob face smash. And she just got this big smile. And I'm like, I can't imagine a trach change feels good. I mean, like she was gagging a little bit, and it's like something going down your throat. I mean, that can't feel good, but I threw in something fun and childlike to joke about, and that she thrives on that. So I bring it like crazy with her, and it makes her day when I throw that goofiness, that silliness, the weird accents, and it helps her to just be happy and have a good day for whatever it can be for her. So I frequently find silly things to bring into my day with my kids. Granted, I have to be feeling good. When I'm not, I'm definitely more somber. If you watched the previous episode of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you'll know that I can go from high to low pretty quick. So, but the childlike wonder is there. I feel like I've never lost it. I feel like I'm a teenager at heart. I'm a goofy teenager, and I like to be silly. I like to do weird things, and I like to make funny faces and do funny voices and to just make it fun however I can for my patient, for my kids. Like, here's another example. My 6-year-old loves Bluey, and she has a good collection of Bluey books that she likes me to read at night. She's got to have a story right before bed. So I will very often ask her, like, okay, what accent should I read this in? Sometimes she says Scottish. Sometimes she's like Australian. It's like, so I pull out the book and I do Aussie accent. I do the Australian accent. He's like, oh, Mum's home type of stuff. Because I've been able to pick it up and learn how to do it. I mean, I'm not perfect at it, of course. I'm not a native, but I throw that element of fun, and she's going to remember that her entire life, that Mom did funny accents and can do these funny things with her. That's part of the childlike wonder. Like, find whatever you can add into your day that filled you with joy and delight as a kid, whether that's playing with a toy, doing some drawing, doodling, whether that's singing along to your favorite song at the top of your lungs, not caring who's listening, whether it's just being a little silly where appropriate, not too silly, right? Because there's times when, like I said, that's appropriate and it's not. So, and be amazed at how good it makes you feel. And then remember what you were like as a child, and would your child, 10-year-old self, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, whatever, be proud of who you've become. And if you didn't become who you wanted to be when you were a kid, then that's okay too. You just do the best you can and try to maybe help your kids live up to their potential and their dreams, or your grandchildren, whatever that is. Anyway, don't lose that childlike wonder. Keep it with you always. And dang it, have a great and wonderful day.